Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I am your host, İlham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham attended the inauguration of the newly renovated 330, 220, 110, 10 kV Yashwa Junction Substation. President İlham received visiting Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and European Integration of the Republic of Moldova, Nicu Popescu. President İlham signed the law of the Republic of Azerbaijan on the approval of the Shusha Declaration on Allied relations between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Republic of Turkey. It should be noted that the declaration was signed by the Presidents of Azerbaijan and Turkey, İlham and Recep Tayyip Erdogan, in the city of Shusha on June 15, 2021. On February 11th, President of Turkey also signed a decree on the entry into force of the Shusha Declaration. On February 11th, President İlham attended the inauguration of a 330, 220, 110 kilovolt Kobu substation with a capacity of 1,000 megawatts and a 385 megawatt Kobu power station of Kobu Energy Junction. Then the head of state was interviewed by AZTV news agency. The 385 megawatt Gobu power station and the Gobu substation for 330, 220 and 110 kilovolts with a transmission capacity of 1,000 megawatts, the foundations of which were laid by President İlham in 2020, were built in record time, within a year. For the first time in the history of the Azerbaijani energy sector, a thermal power plant was designed not by foreign institutions, but by the Azar Energy Design and Research Energy Institute, and was built by a local company. A large energy town created in just a year on a territory resembling a desert is one of the most serious infrastructure projects of recent years. This is the first 330 kilovolt substation built in Baku. The construction process of both the power station and the substation was carried out non-stop and was completed ahead of schedule. A control building equipped with cutting-edge equipment and digital control and security panels of modern microprocessor type was built on the territory of the substation. A microscatter remote control dispatching system and emergency control system were installed. In order to integrate the Gobu Energy Junction into the energy system, 330 kV transmission lines with a length of 108 kilometers relate to the Janub power plant in Shirvan, and 330 kV lines with a length of 47 kilometers to the Yashwa substation. In addition, work on connecting the 220 kilovolt 5th overhead line up Shiron, the 5th Janub, and the 110 kilovolt 3rd and 4th overhead lines put out to the substation according to the input-outcome scheme has been completed. Thus, the commissioning of the energy junction is very important for the country, in particular in Baku and the Absheron Peninsula, in order to meet the growing demand for electricity, reduce the dependence of Baku and Absheron on power plants in the regions, to bring to the maximum level the stability and reliability of energy supply, reduce technical losses and minimize the risk of system failures, and take over the function of generating power and carry the function of a reserve for the 500 kV Absheron substation. In an interview with the Azerbaijani state news agency AZTV, the head of state in particular noted that the Kobu Energy Junction is one of the largest energy facilities built in recent years, stressed that the construction of gigantic energy facilities in such a short period of time indicates the country's broad capabilities. Focusing on the specific technical indicators of the stations, President İlham noted the need to continue work in this direction, taking into account the growing internal and external needs as well as growing exports, stressed that renewable energy had been identified as a priority area in Azerbaijan and touched upon the planned and forthcoming work in this direction. Focusing on the demographic picture in Azerbaijan, the head of state called it very positive and said that during the period of independence, our population had increased from 7 to 10 million people, which is a manifestation of positive trends, stability, tranquility, economic development, and social welfare in the country. Touching upon the results of economic development in January, President İlham noted that the results are even more promising. Economic growth was about 6%, GDP in the non-oil sector comprised about 9%, and in the non-oil industrial production amounted to 24%. This is also a record figure. That is, it shows that positive dynamics will be ensured this year as well. The head of state said. President Ilham Aliyev also dwelt on Azerbaijan's export opportunities in the energy sector, recalled the recent meeting of the Advisory Council of the Southern Gas Corridor in Baku, stressed that our country was a reliable partner, noted that there were big plans to meet the growing demand both in Azerbaijan and abroad, that the plans, including plans for renewable energy, were implemented. The head of state also touched upon the ongoing work to restore and expand the energy infrastructure in the territories liberated from the occupation. Speaking of the Zangezur corridor, President Ilham Aliyev noted that it was connected not only with railways, roads and air transport, but will also play its role in the export of energy. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, attended the inauguration of the newly renovated 330, 220, 110, 10 kV Yashwa Junction Substation, which is of strategic interstate importance. Among the factors that necessitated the reconstruction of the substation was the inability to meet the rapidly growing needs. By order of President Ilham Aliyev, the Yashwa substation was completely reconstructed digitally. Due to the specific nature of the area, reconstruction work was carried out by local specialists on duty with the maintenance of electrical voltage, so there were no interruptions in the operation of the substation. Yashwa Junction Substation assumed a very important strategic function due to direct connection with the Sumgayit, Gobu, Khachmaz power plants and with the Azerbaijan thermal power plant, the Janub power plant through the Absheron substation. The integration of the Gobu energy junction into the energy systems of the Khazi Absheron wind farm, the foundation of which was laid in January of this year, and the new Yashwa power plant, planned for construction, will be carried out. It was at the Yashwa substation that a shunt reactor was built for the first time in the energy system of Azerbaijan, capable of compensating for reactive power in almost half of the country's territory. The controllable shunt reactor covering the northeastern regions of the country as well as Baku and the Absheron Peninsula will receive and regulate the total reactive power of 330 kilowatt power transmission lines, thereby expanding the transmission capacity of the lines, reducing technical losses, improving the quality of the load and saving a large amount of electricity and financial resources. For this, appropriate nests have been built on the territory. As a result of the reconstruction works, the territory of the substation was increased by 2 hectares and brought up to 10 hectares. Among the infrastructure changes is a repaired 4-kilometer road from the Baku-Guba highway to the substation. A micro-SCADA dispatching control system was built to improve management, control the operation of the station in real time, and transfer indicators to the SCADA system. Timely elimination of errors in the operation of substations put into operation and prompt resolution of problems is carried out automatically by means of software. This is an integral part of the digital concept of the power system. Provision of high quality and uninterrupted electricity plays an important role in the economic growth of the country. In accordance with the growth rate of the number of multi-story residential buildings, enterprises, industrial zones, agricultural parks, the economy as a whole, as well as the population, energy consumption is also increasing, and this demand is not only satisfied, but there are also opportunities for exports. With the exposition of the status of a regional energy center, today Azerbaijan exports electricity to Turkey, Russia, Georgia, and Iran. The long-term plans also include the diversification of export routes. On February 10th, President Ilham Aliyev received visiting Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and European Integration of the Republic of Moldova, Nicu Popescu.
President Ilham Aliyev recalled with pleasure his meeting with President of Moldova, Maia Sandu, last December in Brussels and pointed out the great potential for the comprehensive development of cooperation between the two countries. Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and European Integration of the Republic of Moldova, Nicu Popescu, extended the Moldovan President's greetings to the head of state. President İlham Əliyev thanked for the greetings of Maya Sandu and asked the minister to extend his greetings to the Moldovan president. Speaking on the principle of solidarity for nearly 30 years of diplomatic relations between the two countries, Minister Nicu Popescu noted that Azerbaijan and Moldova have always supported each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. Nicu Popescu underlined the ample opportunities for cooperation in economic, trade, investment, agriculture, energy, and other fields, and hailed the importance of implementing specific projects in these areas.
That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.